We've got a gigantic package here, and for the first time ever, a VR treadmill is officially made for MetaQuest. So if you recognize the name Omni, it's because Omni has been around in the VR treadmill space for years now. They're kind of credited with making the modern day VR treadmill, but they've tried a couple iterations. The earliest ones we actually got to try in Texas years ago. They held you in place by your waist, but it didn't give you the crouching, the upward mobility that a lot of people wanted with the treadmill. You want the full immersion, being able to feel like you sat down in a car, you stood back up, all of that. So after multiple iterations and trying different things, they tried a treadmill that had a headset built specifically and designed around its software and only worked for it. They've had ones that you can set up with your computer to work with anything, but now for the first time ever, this one is specifically made for Meta with that badging, working with the Quest standalone, playing your games on it. Let's try and get this thing out of the box. And this thing is gigantic. If you can't tell, just from the fact that we've had to like zoom out from the unboxing area officially, this is like, if I had to guess, it's probably 3 feet wide, maybe even a little wider. And then we also have the whole top end over here, always small, sharp unboxing knife, safety first. Completely safe. Do not try that at home though. Look, I got a backpack. This part is gonna be the part that actually holds on to you now, but this is all the contact that's gonna happen with your body. It's gonna be on your back, wrap around your waist and your shoulders, and then that's what's gonna support you, keep you from falling down, but allow you the freedom to crouch, jump, move however you want to. Got the dongle, the manual, we're definitely gonna need that for this one. This is kind of the magic right here. This arm is what's going to attach right here, attach to your back, and that's what's gonna allow you all the mobility to move. And then this is just the front plate for the front of the treadmill, but a nifty idea. Opens up, all your cleaning supplies, your maintenance kit, everything can be stored in here, but this becomes your step to step up onto the treadmill every time. And a power cable. Probably gonna need some help getting this part out of the box, so we'll probably quick cut to something fast here. We'll be back to you once this is out on the floor and ready to be assembled. One thing about this treadmill that definitely sets it apart is it has wheels on the back. So as you probably saw when we went to pull out the box, you're able to lift it up, move it around by the wheels, which does make it a lot simpler. We got this front step right here. So once that's slid into place, this creates a handle that then you can just roll it around on the wheels. Really nice. I am gonna be a good boy. Take 10 minutes and look this over before I take the rest on. So we will pause here and we'll come back. We got our cleaning towel out, and I've got to say the instruction manual was honestly like the simplest instruction manual, which is a testament to how quickly you can put this thing together. We actually got to tour the Omni facility years ago. It looked like it was seriously 3 easy steps, and I was like, if that's really the final construction on this thing, that's amazing.
It's very easy to put together. You just need just 5 minutes or so to put Omni 1 together.
I'm gonna test that. There's only 2 bolts. Everything else can be done by hand, and those 2 bolts are just the safety bolts. So those are final safety steps to keep everything safe. Take this cardboard piece off the bottom here, and that exposes our cable, which we then need to connect into here. Tighten that bolt down, and then this whole rear arm basically going to drop in here. Tighten this wing nut far enough to make sure the whole thing is going to tighten down. Before that, we're gonna put this safety bolt all the way back in, and then we're gonna have a pretty similar process up above with the back strap, and that's gonna be the whole assembly. So once the safety bolt's in, then you're gonna tighten this wing nut down to where you want this whole thing to have pressure, but not a crazy amount of pressure. And then that's gonna cover the safety screw. The base is now solidly on there, and it's ready for height adjustment, which we will do before we actually get on this thing. But basically, something that sets this treadmill apart from all the others too is this thing locks. So most of you probably haven't dealt with the treadmill yet, but other ones, this thing's always floating, it's always in the way, and you're like slapping it and it spins around. This one locks in place for 2 reasons. 1, it's more convenient, but 2, it makes it safer, gives you a stable arm to grab onto as you're getting on and off of it. This is gonna end up being your final button, which lives on your shoulder. This button will lock and unlock the rear, giving you a stable arm to actually get on the treadmill. This moves back to accommodate that clip right there. Drops in, locks in position. This comes up, it has a couple little cable management hooks, and that right there is the assembly process. I hear the pin, and now we are ready to height adjust. Arm shows you heights on it in inches and centimeters, all the way down from 4'4" all the way up to 6'4". One thing that's specific here is if this feels like it's unlocked, you do want to make sure you tighten this down far enough that this is going to fully lock this arm in place. So even there, still moving, you want this to be very solidly locked in place. If you're the only person ever using it, you're only gonna have to do this once, but if you have multiple people doing this, you will have to get pretty used to loosening and retightening that. Whole thing is still locked in position, so now you'd be prepared to get the shoes on. We gotta walk you through that part and how that works, and then you'd be prepared to step on in. With the other top competitor for VR treadmills being Cat VR, what they opted to do was make shoes, which seems like a good idea on the surface. They have kind of like an optical mouse pointer built into them, but the problem is if you wanna share these, try these with multiple people, you have to have multiple pairs of shoes you're buying. As they break down, you have to replace the whole shoe. So what Omni decided to go for is 3 different sizes they give you: small, medium, large, of overshoes. So people wear whatever shoes they're comfortable with, and then these fit over your current shoe. So this large here fits over my 11s just fine, tightens up over the top. And then the way they work is you charge trackers that fit in on the front of the shoe here, and then those sense your movement on the treadmill when they're passing each other to gauge your steps and your moves. Then of course you got this bottom frictionless with some adjustability and things here, it looks like. Replaceable pads, but I'm guessing this is your safety design. It's a little different than the last time I used one, but this is probably when you're stepping on the treadmill, this keeps you from sliding, and then you flick it into this mode for frictionless mode that'll then work on the treadmill. Once we get this up and running fully, we'll verify a little bit more of that, but the idea with these is anyone, pretty much any size foot, will have exactly what they need instead of you buying a whole bunch of pairs of shoes. Nifty way to do it. We've got to quickly figure out the software, the setup, and all that, so we're gonna do that off cam, and then we will show you how you get on, get strapped in, and we're gonna test this thing out. We'll be back. One important thing to keep in mind whenever you get on your treadmill, when you're going through your routine here, get on, step on, strap yourself in, switch over to your slippery version of the shoes. It's never a bad idea to just quickly do their calibration and your headset at the same time. So while this thing is still locked in place, I'm holding the Oculus button to calibrate forward, tapping this button once to calibrate my direction, and then I hold the button to unlock my arm. And as long as all that's done right, this is going to sense what direction you're moving actually via the arm in the back. So when I walk forward, it senses that I'm going this direction, but then when I turn, it now will sense that I'm going this direction and keep up through the game from the arm. First in-game test here. We are in Hubris right now. This part you just swim. The ability to crouch is really nice. One slight difficulty we're having so far is the Quest is thinking that I'm at floor level, which is much shorter. I'm standing on this thing, I'm in shoes, I've got inches here, so I probably need to redo my room scale really quick. I'm not gonna lie to you, this thing, when you're first getting used to it, it is a workout. There's new muscles in you that are not gonna recognize that they've ever been used before. So even after those first steps, I was like, man, I need a couple days. My back was sore in a good way, like if you worked out kind of way, but you are gonna feel that. You're gonna need some time. There's gonna be a learning curve. But a game like Hubris, one of the prettiest games on the Quest, it's kind of nice because it goes back and forth between parkour and walking. So you get to experience more than just constantly moving. So I'm setting my floor height manually so that it'll stay up where the treadmill is, and then drawing my boundary. Okay, now our height is right. Man, this is such a workout. It is amazing how quickly you start to get used to it, even though it does feel very foreign the first time. As you saw with the first steps, you do start to get used to it. I also like that they made these holsters for the controllers. Man, if you want to get a crazy workout in VR, this is so intense. As you can see, I have Quinn's portable fan here because I am just a sweaty mess already, even just going through the tutorial of this game. So that is something you're gonna have to account for, especially if you're not used to these kinds of movements, which I don't know that many people would be unless you've had like a different treadmill like this before. You're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be moving, you're gonna be exercising, but the game at least is putting me in enough that I'm not thinking about it, but I can tell I'm gonna be sore later from this. Like, it's a good thing. Definitely a positive for the treadmill, but it's tiring. Something we even realized in our research later looking into the Omni is it is considered such a health and wellness tool. It's even possible to buy one with your flexible spending account or your health savings account. That's not something everyone is guaranteed to be eligible for, but it is an option to make a big purchase like this with your FSA if you have one, if you max it out. You take a health survey with a licensed care professional, and then if this is deemed a medical necessity for you, you can actually buy it through one of those accounts instead of your own personal funds, which you can do with things like regular powered treadmills and other things. So it shows that this even qualifies for that. One of the nice things about this treadmill is in a game like this, or when you're first getting started, your joystick does still move you. I am having to get used to not using the joystick, and that may be specific to this game. That turns you though, because that seems to mess with the direction of the treadmill. But like if you need to do a micro movement or you just need a little break, you can still move with the joystick, which is great as you're getting used to all of this. But I want the immersion. I'm trying to push myself to really use the treadmill, but man, it is a workout. Like, you are going to be sweating and feeling new muscles you haven't felt used before. You're gonna be sore. It's a good thing. You're definitely not being sedentary and not active while gaming, but my goodness, it is a new sensation. I like that when you are in an action like swimming, it's still really easy to turn even with this big arm on your back. Like, I think a lot of people wouldn't expect that. Hey, we made rope. So let's talk real quick. Even a couple days in, I'm already feeling a lot more comfortable walking and moving, body's getting used to it, but it definitely is gonna be a workout for you. You're gonna be playing games while at the same time getting some major exercise benefits, which is good. I'm sure most of us as gamers want more of that, but it is something to prepare yourself for. Like, it's gonna take some time in the beginning, but even the process of getting in and out of it, I'm getting more used to. I love the controller holders, although I keep forgetting to always use them, but you can just set them in there, which is really nice. I am a sweaty mess after that. It's the first time you feel like you're really doing it right and you start to forget. It takes days, I would say, but once that first time hits and you forget that you're like in this, you're doing all this, and you just get immersed enough in the game when something's going on, it is a crazy feeling. We're gonna take it, we're gonna move it to its final location down the hall in the VR room, play some more games, come back at you with some more thoughts. Ooh, it's also just really cool when you're like, you're gonna put someone else in it. It really just feels like you're really suiting up to like enter another world. But we got a lot more time testing, and then we'll come back to you with our at least semi-final thoughts. We're gonna be spending obviously months and months with this, but we'll give you an idea of what we think so far soon. So we'll be back. One important thing you start to realize when you walk in games instead of using joysticks is typically when you play video games, you're always running everywhere you go. Think about it. In like GTA or something, you're holding X to run, you're tapping it to sprint all the time. You never just walk. But in real life, when you go places, most time you probably walk. You probably don't burst out into a run or a sprint every time you're going somewhere in real life. And you start to realize that the more time you spend walking in these games, you go, wow, I would usually be running and racing through here, but since I'm using my real legs and all this, that's hard. And so you find yourself walking, enjoying the scenery a little more, which is a nice perk. But most games, at least, also, if you really need a break, you get tired, you can still use the joystick. But like 60 meters, when you're in a game and you're just using a joystick, that's not very far. But in real life, you need to run 60 meters. It's gonna tire people out a lot more. You can simulate running and get back to moving like this, but you are so gonna tire yourself out in games. You're gonna get so much more exercise doing this. There will be times where you'll also wanna just, you know, play a chill game and not run. Boy, it sure seems like steps count. Only doing Omni so far this morning, I have 2,400 steps. I haven't left my house. I've barely left this room. Whew. So they add up. You are exercising, you are working out, and you're playing games, which does distract you from the fact that you are exercising, but you get out of this thing and you are going to realize how sweaty you are. Like, I can feel it everywhere. We got some more days, some more time to spend with it, really become an expert, but spend a lot of time in the games. I think we'll get back to you with final thoughts here soon, so we'll be back. After weeks and time spent on the Omni One, let's talk about final thoughts. Now, for those of you in a hurry who just want the quick of it, obviously we moved it to its final location, so I don't have the whole thing here. I just have some of the parts to help demonstrate. This is the best VR treadmill experience I have ever had. The Omni One with the Quest, the setup, everything. It seems, for where we're at current state with everything, it is the simplest, the most straightforward, the most accurate it can all be. Now that said, that still doesn't mean if you're thinking you've walked all your life, you're gonna step on this thing and start walking right away in VR, it's gonna feel absolutely normal to you. That's not the case. This is still a technology that has to manipulate the virtual world and the real world by allowing you to somehow move and turn and freely step in place and translate that into the real game. And they've done an amazing job with what they've done, the support system, the freedom, because I've tried the original Omnis that had those barriers around your waist, and they held you, they supported you, you could run on them, but I mean, you couldn't crouch, you couldn't jump, you had a thing in your way if you're trying to play a game with a gun that where you'd reach down to where your reload was. I owned a Cat. I don't know if we ever even dropped a video on it. So much work to get it working with the Quest standalone. It just ended up not being worth it at all. Let's talk about it from conception to final. So if you're thinking about getting one and you go order it, one thing you do have to consider is the price. When you have it in-house, you see the arm, the way they've designed it, it makes sense why it's expensive. It is very innovative, it's very stable, it's very strong. The way you can move it around with the wheels built in, it has a tray that holds up, like they've thought about everything. The technology that goes into it is really solid, but it's not a small price. You could end up with 5 Quest 3s for the price of the treadmill. So that does ask the question, who is this for? This is for someone who's crazy about their VR, who wants the ultimate immersion and is gonna make that investment to walk and move in games. Setup is almost unsettlingly simple. Like, you take it out of the box, the whole bottom's done, you slap the front on, you hook one wire and slide it on, and then there's a couple safety bolts for this part and for the rear arm just to keep them on there no matter what. But in theory, you like snap 3 things together and it's already built. It's shockingly easy. And the nice thing about it too, now that it's made for Meta and designed in that way, the setup even on the headset isn't that hard. You do your initial calibration with it, you charge up your stuff, and as long as you have that Omni Connect app open inside the headset, you know to tap the button when you recalibrate, you're pretty much off to the races right there. Now, there is a learning curve. You will not jump in this the first time and be running full sprint. You're gonna get in it and you're gonna go, okay, whoa, I have to feel out how this feels. There's a knob on the back to go from beginner to expert, you could call it, or just mild to moderate support. So as you get better, you get more comfortable, you get more balanced, you can turn that down and be even more immersed because it does less holding of you. It's just kind of funny because like I'm talking about this learning curve like it's something to worry about. It is, but the funny thing too is you don't realize in real life, the first time you ever got on a normal treadmill, that wasn't totally normal walking either. That's why there's arm supports and everything, even just the amount of time it takes humans to learn to walk in the first place. The fact that you can stand on this thing and it hangs onto you in a way where you really don't fall down and it adapts to you over time. You change that knob, you get more used to it, and as you do, you can be more free, but you will need some time to even to develop muscles in your body. This thing is exercise. Like it is a workout, but that's because you don't realize in a game, when you play a game and you run, 20 miles in a day because you're constantly running everywhere you go, and you try to do that in real life, that's gonna wear you out too. But that's what's cool about it. So once you actually get immersed enough into the game and you start just moving, you start just grabbing and not thinking so much about what you're doing under you, that takes time to build. But once you get to that point, it is crazy. Like if you forget for a moment that you're on a treadmill, that you're running around, like there are times where suddenly you're just in a game, moving your legs, moving your arms, and it is this moment of absolute immersion that is indescribable. It takes me back, because I've been in VR for over a decade now. I've been here with you on the channel for over 7 years. And so there was those early moments where I first put headsets on and oh my gosh, I'm in another world. Some of that magic wears off over time. But when I got to the point where I was in hubris and I just forgot for a moment, it was like I was just walking, I was just moving, I was just climbing. Just for a second, I forgot that I was in a game, and it was like, here I am in this world because I'm using so much of my real body, and it was amazing. It is new. It did just come out, made for Meta officially, so at least it is partnered up with Meta and the Quest, but that does mean the game library is still shorter. They do have some of the biggest games, like Veil is like the top rated shooter on there. They got some new games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I played Hubris just because that is one of the most gorgeous games on Quest. The library is rapidly expanding. They've got Affected, the horror experience coming, which I cannot wait to go back in. All that's gonna be terrifying, because on a treadmill too, like if you see something scary, you're gonna have to turn and actually run. So the Quest library is growing, but it is a little limited right now because it just came out. You do also get the treadmill. So if you are someone who wants to run it on a PC and all of the world of PC gaming, you do unlock that too. But if you're just getting it for Quest standalone, the library is gonna keep growing. And some of the things that you don't really think about a treadmill, there's a million fail videos of horrible things happening to people in VR because they get too immersed and they run across a room or something. This thing actually keeps you in place. Like you can get away with a smaller play space with the treadmill than you can necessarily without it, because it really keeps you centered no matter what. Even when you're turning, it keeps you right in the center of it, where when you try and stand in a normal room and you try and turn, you end up moving and you don't realize you do. That's why if you don't have a treadmill, I always recommend a mat that will keep you away from your coffee table and your pets and your loved ones and not hurt them. A treadmill keeps you in that space, and this treadmill is big and wide enough to be able to run around in, but it's still compact enough the way the arm is built that you can turn, and as long as you just keep a little area around it clear, you really don't worry about hitting things anymore, which is a nice feeling. You no longer are thinking, am I in my space? Do I need to move again? Like it just keeps you there. You kind of start to forget about the whole thing. So for me, whenever I set up the boundary with the Quest, I just pulled one finger on the trigger and just spun real quick on one foot on the treadmill and made a circle around me, and boom, I was done. Overall, how do I feel about the treadmill now that I have one for the future? I moved it into my main gaming room, which I never did when I had a cat one, because I want to continue playing on it. I want to continue getting better at it, playing other games, experiencing more where I'm moving, because it's bringing back a lot of that magic that I missed. Like even right now, I'm like, I just want to get out of here and go play more Hubris on this thing. So it really does have that effect. But it will also remind you, if you have not been running marathons and working out, it will be harder to walk through and play those games. I'm really excited about the exercise benefits that come with it, the movement, the feelings of it all, and I'm thrilled to play around with it more and maybe, get some fans going, get some wind moving, because I was recording so much of the time here. I was trying not to blow out the mic on all of you, but like I need some fans to keep me cool, because it is such a workout getting going in it. Something else that's important, just a quick disclaimer here, you need probably running shoes or like really good supportive shoes. When I first tried it, I was not wearing like the most intense shoes. I was like, I'm just gonna be like sliding around. It's not gonna matter. My feet were killing me, my lower back was killing me. I got like actual proper really supportive running shoes on, felt way better. I felt way more confident on it. That shows to me that some degree of this like walking and jogging is real. You need to have good proper feeling and support. And that's another thing that this treadmill enables you to use your own shoes, unlike other ones that are there. So if those shoes don't fit you, feel comfortable, whatever, you're kind of screwed. But with this one, the way they slip on, it's a really cool way they do it, because then anyone can also try. You don't have to have 16 pairs of shoes in every size when someone comes over to try the treadmill, because people are gonna want to try this thing. Just make sure you turn that knob back to beginner and warn them, you know, there's gonna be a learning curve. But I'm really excited about the product. I think it's awesome. There is, of course, some headaches, just like anything else. You know, when you're playing just on your Quest alone, you have to recalibrate. Sometimes with the Treadmill, you're gonna have to recalibrate it and the headset at the same time. So be prepared for stuff like that. But pretty quickly, you'll get used to the steps of getting in and out, getting ready, the wiping it down every time. And besides the price, you know, it is a lot. It is a sticker shock to some people. Besides that, though, I think if you're really dedicated to getting the most immersive VR ever, you're probably not only gonna do this, you're gonna be looking at the next steps, because you're just gonna look for how do I go even deeper down the rabbit hole. But this is a big step in that direction. Like, I'm excited to play more myself. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have you tried other treadmills? Have you just tried them at arcades? Are you thinking about getting one at home now that we're seeing these? There will be a link down below. If they give me a discount code later or anything, I will make sure and add that in there. But right now, it's out, it works, the game list is expanding, and I'm super stoked to have it myself. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, but once again, thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you in another reality.